Alright, Infernal Blessings, we are back with another video. Alright, before I begin, a couple quick announcements. Just to put it out there, I know it's way early, but we always pump it out there. 8th annual Journey of the Black Adept Conference will be 3rd or 4th week in October of 2025. Just like to always pump that out there. So remember to, start planning. You always have that time frame, that date, where it's always in that same time frame. So that more to come on that as we get into early next year. I'll start to really pump it in the spring. If you haven't checked out the video, the 7th annual Journey of the Black Adept Conference recap, check that out. We are working on the footage. I know I've been saying that, but it's in between doing what we do in our regular personal life. We're editing it up, we're chopping it up. We got some good footage for you. Just be patient. That will be coming shortly. Also, if you're interested in a spiritual reading or a spiritual consultation, I offer various different types of readings. Clepothic demonic readings, Egyptian oracle readings, Santa Muerte readings, shadow work readings, which obviously shadow work is just continuous process through your life. But a shadow work reading is great to see what's going on in your life, what's going on around you. And it points you in the right direction. Most importantly, gives you a sense of purpose and direction, like what you really should be focusing on in your ritual work. Deity readings to see what gods, goddesses, demons, and spirits walk with you. Or maybe you're just interested in a spiritual consultation, which people use that for various different things. Most people, as I said before, use it. They come with a list of questions. And the prepared person comes with a list. They just got a bunch of questions they want. So they kind of use it as a one-on-one opportunity to just, pick my brain and ask me a bunch of questions. Some people use it to focus on something specific in their life, or maybe they want to know something specific about the path, or they need guidance. You can use it for whatever you want. That's what a consultation is, all right? Any of the aforementioned, reach out to me. Send me an email at khnum19@gmail.com. Please include in your email your full weekly availability. Also, the time zone that you live in. Also, let me just put out there, for the next couple months, I've had some dental work done. So if you kind of hear me stumbling on my words, I had some dental work done, which will be over the next few months. So you know how that goes. But anyway, just in case you hear me say, well, why does Baniti sound like he's got marbles in his mouth sometimes? Well, it's not that. Let me just put that out there just in case anybody wonders. There's nothing wrong. It's just dental work. All right. Other than that, also, if you want to sign up for classes, go to the official Primordial Chaos Patreon page, located at patreon.com/Baniti, Baniti, tier 3. That's the tier you want to join. That's going to give you access to the 3 private classes that I do every month on Patreon. In addition to the group ritual we do at the end of the month. And also keep in mind when you join, it just doesn't give you access, from the day you join moving forward. It gives you access to everything in the archive going back 4 to 5 years. Also, if you want to see exactly what classes are ongoing, where constant new content is being added every, on a consistent, regular basis, go to the Patreon page, patreon.com/Baniti. When you get to the page, just click the collection section. You'll see all the ongoing classes, all of them archived, how many and counting are in each class, etc. And believe me, it's a wide range of topics. So if you're looking to really advance your occult, left-hand path knowledge, spiritual practice, your studies, you're looking for something that's like really going to just get you on a level outside of just reading books, check it out. I'm sure you'll find something on there that's going to work for you. All right. Also, don't forget to check out all the social media pages. Primordial Chaos 9 on Instagram, all one word. Primordial Chaos 2 words on Facebook, and Primordial Chaos 3 on TikTok. Those are the platforms. Subscribe to them. That's the way you'll be able to follow what I'm doing as far as classes, events, etc. And I also post things in the community post section on the Primordial Chaos YouTube page right here also. All right. Don't forget to also check out the Primordial Chaos podcast, available on Spotify and all major podcast platforms. The direct link to the podcast, the social media pages, a contact email address to book a reading or a consultation, the direct link to the Primordial Chaos Patreon page to sign up for classes. All of those links are in the description box of this video. This is going to be a short one, probably. I know we say that, but I try to keep it 20, 30 minutes. I think this will fall in that 20-minute, low 20-minute range. But, so I was just meditating today, and, you know, sometimes when you're just meditating, just thoughts, different thoughts. I know when I meditate, a different influx of thoughts come in my mind, you know, when you tap in, you're locked in. So, stuff came up about my grandmother, right? And a lot of us who've come up in different cultures and upbringings, I know my grandmother, you know, did and said a lot of things. Maybe I didn't fully understand when I was younger, but I do understand now. So, my mother too, same way. They were usually a good judge of people and character. So there was a saying that was real popular in my culture, my upbringing, and it always would be amongst the women. Grandparents, my mother, and as I've mentioned before, my mother would just send something in an individual. Like if I bring a certain person home, or even if it was a female, you know, that mother's intuition kicks in, that grandmother's intuition kicks in. You know, they could just catch a vibe from a person, whether it was your friend or if it was a female. They would say, I don't like that person, this, that, and other. But there was a saying they used to say, and I connected it to Lilith in a little bit of a different way. Because it came to me while I was just meditating, and I said, this shit is crazy. So the saying goes, watch out for certain people who, you know, have sugar in the mouth, right? They say sweet things, but venom in the heart, right? Now, that's a way on the mundane surface to be careful with people who are deceptive. They talk and say the right things, the sweet things, but in their heart, they have venom and they have an agenda. Well, I kind of took that phrase, I applied it to Lilith in a little bit of a different way, though. Slightly different. So as I was in meditation and I heard that phrase, it just comes out of nowhere, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I said, you know what? And then I started to conjure. When I'm hearing it, I'm conjuring up my images of Lilith in my subconscious mind and how I connect with Lilith. And I said, man, this describes Lilith to a T. And I started to see her, hear her voice. And that's how she described her nature to me. But the sweet sugar in the mouth, sweet in the mouth like sugar, that was referring to the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding you get from Lilith on all levels, right? When you connect with Lilith for that hidden gnosis or that knowledge so you can grow and evolve on this path in many shapes, forms, and fashions, right? But when you really connect yourself to Lilith, whether that's through some type of ritual, initiation, a pact or an agreement, or you've become a practitioner and you've done some type or are doing some type of consistent work. I know for me, I consider her a matriarchal spirit for me. And that's just a term, not, you are my son, and not that spooky shit. When I say a matriarchal or patriarchal spirit, a matriarchal spirit or a female spirit that I work with consistently. That's all I mean when I say that. Because we all have some demons or gods and goddesses we work with more than others. So I just refer to the ones I work with consistently, regularly, more so than others. I would consider them matriarchal and patriarchal spirits. But in my meditation, it became so clear, this is Lilith. The communication you get to her is like sugar, sweet from the mouth. But when you connect with her through ritual work and she unlocks the hidden gnosis and understanding of your true self, when she pulls you, as we say in the clip out, through the Sitra Akka, through the void, right? And you go through the transformation and change, you know, that comes from her heart. Her heart is filled with venom. Now, I took this a little step further as I focused on it, right? Look at the venom from a serpent, right? And this describes Lilith to a T, right? A venom from a serpent can kill and heal. Let me say that again. As we know, venom from a serpent can be destructive. It can kill you because it can poison you. But also, venom from the serpent can also be a healing, medicinal element. And I said, man, that's Lilith. That's Lilith to a T, man. That's what her venom really represents. Now, I look at it also, it's like Lilith throws that, level of understanding at you as almost like a lifeline or a rope. And she wants you to understand the two-edged sword or aspect of it, because you could take that, you could either hang yourself with that rope, or you could use it as a lifeline for a greater understanding, right? And when that life, like the rope, the lifeline came in, that's how I deal with people. And I said, that's a Lilith mindset or a Lilith understanding. I do the same thing with people. I deal with people based on their actions, right? I don't just judge people out of the gate. I look at the person, their actions, and the works that they produce, right? We all judge to a degree, not in a wrongful way, but you have to come to a judgmental standpoint with individuals in order to see how you are going to deal with them, whether they're just going to be acquaintances, more personal friends, maybe just business, whatever it may be. But you have to come to some judgmental standpoint with each individual in your life. You're going to come to the conclusion how you're going to deal with this person, what kind of relationship are you going to have with this person, and where do they fit in to the scheme of things in your life and in your circle, right? But when people fuck up and do stupid shit, look, I to a degree, I do believe people deserve second chances if they show sincerity. I don't believe in just, let me be clear on this. Depends on what you do. There are certain things that you can do once you fuck up. That's it. I'm not going to get into all that here now. But if it's things where somebody just honestly makes a mistake, owns up to it, I'm cool on giving that person, because we all been there. We all done that. None of us are perfect, right? All of us have fucked up, made bad decisions, choices, mistakes, right? But it takes a grown, mature person, man or woman, to own up to that, accept it, own it, and then just move forward and correct that to make sure it don't happen again. That's it. But what I like to do is, like I say, if I see somebody in that bracket or category, I give them that rope. I extend that rope to them. And as same thing like the venom of a serpent. The rope can be used as a lifeline to pull you in and save yourself, or that could be something where you tie around your neck and continue to do something stupid and hang yourself. And I said I connected the lifeline and the rope to the sweet, like sugar in the mouth and venom in the heart. I said, shit, this is Lilith. This is a communication from Lilith. And this confirms, like, one thing we were talking about at the conference, and I want to be clear on this. We talked about this, I don't know if it was Saturday or Sunday. It was one of the days. Getting results in communication from the spirits is like this. It's not, again, you're not going to, 99.9% of the time, you're not going to get a vision of Lilith hovering over you. Yeah, I know people always think they need some visual as confirmation of getting communication from the demons and the spirits. That's not true. Sometimes it's you tapping in your higher intuition, your personal daemon, your real self, getting that inner voice, that communication, tapping in with all of your senses, right? Sound, hear, smell, touch, visualization. These are all spiritual powers that connect us to the spirits, okay? Sometimes we shut those down, block those out because we're too busy looking for a vision. We want to see some type of visual because we think if we don't see a visual that we're not getting results, or how come people will say shit like, how come the spirits don't talk to me? And when people say that, I get a little thrown off because I'm like, in what way? Are you talking like in some movie way, some shit you've seen? And I really don't know what that means. I can tell you 99% of my communication with the spirits and the demons, yes, I might see things in my visions or my visuals, but I always hear that inner communication coming from within. And I hear the communication clear. I sense it, I feel it, and I know I've tapped into I don't want to get into fluffy shit, like if you want to say a higher power or a greater energy or something I know is real, and I know it's connected to me, it's not outside of me, but I know it's something that contains the elements of communication that I'm trying to obtain with the spirits. And most of it comes in that form that I just described. That's results. It's amazing, and I'm just going to say there's a small percentile of us that are not in this bracket, but most people think they have to be and receive some vision in meditation or a dream or whatever it may be. And I'm not saying that stuff don't happen, but it happens very minimal is what I am saying. Okay? Again, my point being, back to Lilith. This is why I've said, and I'm going to sum it up, because this will be a short video as soon as I get to my destination, which will be in a couple of minutes. So I just want to wrap it up with some quick points. As you know, these are quick tutorial videos. These aren't in-depth. I could, you know me, I could talk about this topic or any other topic 4, 5, 6 hours straight if I had to. But it's also, if you want to understand what Lilith embodies and how the mindset you should have and how you should be prepared in working with her. As I said, fuck all the superficial bullshit, all those who just focus on the sexual aspect of Lilith. And again, as I've said many times before, yes, it does exist. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but some people are ridiculous with it. They overdo it. Everything is about sex, 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 and Lilith this. And, you know, I hear people say dumb shit like, oh, if you're a female with Lilith, like they think you have to be some type of spiritual whore all the time. And that's just bullshit. Look, if you like to get your fuck on and you're a freak or you're a dude who likes to, just don't try to use the path and Lilith or the occult as a mask to hide behind because you can't control your sexual desires or your energy. And this is where, and I'm going to do another video on it, this is where people don't know how to decipher between just pure lustful sex and ritualistic spiritual sex. It's two different things. For some people, you come on the path with the Lilith stuff, like, oh, I'm such a sex monster, or I'm a sex goddess, and blah, blah, blah. Nah, you just a freak that likes to get your freak on. That's all. And all you're doing is trying to flip the script and turn it into some spiritual bullshit that you can use as some crutch or some veil to hide behind or lean on. When Lilith is so much more than just, you know, the sexual stuff. And the sexual stuff is real. I mean, I know this. I've worked with it. It's real. But the biggest, in my opinion, the greatest aspect of connecting with Lilith is the level of transformation and change and growth that you obtain with Lilith. And that phrase just sums up, in my opinion, the overall experience with her. I mean, man, I couldn't put it in better terms. She's like sweet sugar from the mouth, but pure venom from the heart. And the venom from the heart thing is not a bad thing. Because if you've done ritual work with Lilith and you've incorporated using an elixir in your chalice, you know when you drink the elixir of Lilith, it at the same time simultaneously, it's painful, it can burn, it can create ecstasy, bliss, euphoria, you name it. That's Lilith. That's Lilith, because Lilith takes you to places that you've never been before. She's going to make you experience things and challenge you with things that you've never faced before to bring out that divine or that divinity within you, male or female. And I'm not going to get into these different operations of how a male and a female should work with Lilith. That's a video for another time. But man, if I had to come up with a phrase, so that was my communication from Lilith in meditation. And it was beautiful. And I connected the rope thing and all that, and I'm like, wow. See, this is a great feeling when you're getting that communication, when the personal daemon is activated. You're working with the demons and the gods and the goddesses, you know, different terms we have for them, and you're getting the growth. You're getting the wisdom. You're getting the knowledge. You're getting a deeper understanding. That shit is priceless, man. I can't even put a price on that shit, man. Priceless. Okay? So, yeah, you get the point. You know, when you're working with Lilith, you know, establish that personal, strong connection with her. Like, look beyond the mundane and the physical. Look beyond the stereotypes that are out there about Lilith, that is just all horrific and gloom and doom. No, it's tough. It's no bullshit energy. And if you're not in the mindset of that, then yeah, it's not for you. Because there's a lot of bullshit out there. There's a lot of fluffy, you know, there's certain movements that have taken Lilith and made her some like new age goddess. That's the worst shit, in my opinion. Because anybody that knows what Lilith really is and represents, that's not that mother goddess and that new agey. And I'm not knocking anybody that practices new age philosophy, but you're connecting with something else. You're not connecting with Lilith. So I don't even know what that shit is when I hear people telling stories about that. You know. Anyway, you get the point. I just kind of wanted to go in on this. As I said, this wasn't going to be too long. But just meditate on that. You can even use that as something you could just lock in and meditate on. Meditate on that for a minute, okay? And it sums it up in a nutshell, okay? Sweet like sugar. Sugar comes from the mouth of Lilith, but there's pure venom in her heart, all right? Other than that, if you need to reach out to me for a spiritual reading or a consultation, my contact email address, along with all the social media links, the link to the Primordial Chaos podcast, the direct link to the Primordial Chaos Patreon page to sign up for classes. All of those links are in the description box of this video that you're watching right now. Infernal blessings. Ama Lilith. As we say in the occult, Ama Lilith. Infernal blessings.